Have you ever had one of those days when everything is fine? Nothing bad happened. Nobody is angry with you. You aren't in danger. Your work is okay. Your relationships are okay. And yet, your chest feels tight. Your mind feels restless. You keep thinking, something is wrong. But when you actually look around, there's nothing there. So why do you feel anxious when nothing is wrong? The strange answer is this. Anxiety doesn't always need a real danger. Sometimes, your brain reacts to the possibility of danger, and that difference changes everything. Fear and anxiety are closely related, but they're not exactly the same. Fear usually has a clear target. There's a car coming toward you. You hear a loud explosion. Something is happening right now. Anxiety is different. It often looks toward the future. What if something goes wrong? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I lose everything? According to the American Psychological Association, anxiety is largely a future-oriented response focused on possible danger, while fear is more closely connected to an immediate, identifiable threat. And here's the problem. The future is uncertain. Your brain can't completely predict what will happen tomorrow. So it starts filling in the blanks. And when your brain doesn't have enough information, it may start imagining threats. Research on anxiety consistently links uncertainty and anticipation of possible danger with anxious responses. Think about your brain as a security system. Its job isn't to make you feel peaceful. Its job is to keep you alive. If a security system detects something suspicious, it doesn't say, let's wait 3 hours and collect more evidence. It raises the alarm. Your brain can work in a similar way. Networks involving the amygdala, the insula, and parts of the prefrontal cortex help detect and evaluate potential threats. When your brain senses uncertainty, it can increase vigilance and prepare your body to respond, even when the threat isn't clear. Your heart may beat faster. Your muscles may tense. Your breathing may change. Your attention becomes sharper, and suddenly, you're searching your environment for an explanation. Why do I feel like this? And that's where anxiety can become a loop. You feel anxious, then you notice the anxiety, then you worry about why you're anxious, which creates even more anxiety. Here's one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle. Uncertainty. Your brain wants to know what happens next. When the answer is unclear, it starts making predictions. Imagine you send someone an important message. They don't reply. Nothing bad has actually happened. But your brain might immediately generate possibilities. Did I say something wrong? Are they angry? Did something happen? What if they never respond? Notice what's happening. There is no confirmed threat. There is only uncertainty, but your brain is treating uncertainty as something that needs to be solved. Researchers have described anxiety as strongly connected to the anticipation of uncertain threats. Some models suggest that anxious thinking can involve overestimating the probability or cost of possible negative events. That's why your mind can create a problem before reality gives you one. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard famously described anxiety as the dizziness of freedom. Why? Because having possibilities means having uncertainty. You can choose. You can fail. You can succeed. You can lose something. You can gain something. The future contains countless possibilities, and your brain has to live with not knowing which one will happen. So sometimes anxiety isn't saying something is wrong. It's saying, I don't know what's going to happen. And those are very different messages. This explains something many people experience. You feel anxious, so you assume there must be a reason. Then you start scanning your life, for one. Is something wrong with my relationship? Did I mess something up at work? Why does my body feel strange? What if something bad happens, but the feeling itself isn't proof that your feared explanation is true? Anxiety is a real physical and emotional experience, but the story your brain creates around that feeling can be inaccurate. That's an important distinction. Research on anxiety shows that heightened threat attention and interpretation biases can make ambiguous situations seem more threatening than they objectively are. So what should you do when anxiety appears without an obvious reason? don't immediately believe every thought it produces. Instead, pause and ask, what is actually happening right now? Not, what could happen? What if? But, what do I know for certain? Sometimes the answer is, nothing is wrong right now. I'm simply feeling anxious. That doesn't mean you should ignore persistent or severe anxiety. If anxiety regularly interferes with your work, relationships, sleep, or daily life, it's worth talking with a qualified mental health professional. The APA notes that the impact on functioning is an important distinction between ordinary anxiety and an anxiety disorder. So remember, feeling danger isn't the same as being in danger. Your brain is a prediction machine, and sometimes it predicts a storm when the sky is completely clear. If you found this interesting, subscribe for more psychology and neuroscience videos that explain what your mind is really doing behind the scenes.